The road up to the shrine, the forecourt, and there's another little chap. We hope he never has to take arms at any time during his life.
No,
this is the Royal Australian Survey Corps now.
Oh yes, well we're back into the centre of the First Australian Corps with members of the Australian Survey Corps, which initially was part of the Royal Australian Engineers, then became Survey Corps with their home in Bendigo actually, and then in more recent years have gone back to the Royal Australian Engineers. But the Survey Corps started out in 1910 and served with great distinction throughout World War I, World War II, and in South Vietnam between 1966 and 1971. Certainly in World War II we had survey units overseas in places like Palestine, the Transjordan, Lebanon, Syria, and then back here in the Southwest Pacific area. And maps, of course, was their business. And
another photograph being carried proudly of a digger by one of his relatives. And Neil, I believe you've got a very interesting photograph you may be talking about a little later with 7 brothers.
Yes, the Hutchins brothers. Hopefully we'll see them a little bit later. We might be able to make mention of them.
Yeah, the Australian Signal Corps now.
Paul Liversidge with photographs of the Hutchins brothers, I believe. First Australian Signals Corps, being led today by signaller Frank Cox, who is president of the Signals Association and also a recipient of the Medal of the Order of Australia. Frank Cox, a signaller who served in the Middle East. And their president, I don't know whether he's there today, but their president is Doug Lush, and he was an ex-prisoner of war as well for the 8th Division. We're talking about the 8th Division, and these folk, the vast majority of them went into Bag after a great many had been killed in action. But the vast majority went into the Bag when Singapore fell on the 15th of February 1942.
The 2nd 21st Infantry Battalion, Gulf Force.
And I've been told that Paul Liversidge, that we mentioned before, might be there with the photograph of the 7 Hutchins brothers. I don't know whether we will see that. We might in a moment. In any event, the 2nd 21st today being led by Eddie Gilbert and Walter Hicks, both prisoners of war. Eddie Gilbert and Walter Hicks leading the 2nd 21st Battalion, part of Gulf Force. And all, there we go. Yes, there's Paul Liversidge with the photograph of the 7 Hutchins brothers. And forgive me, Paul, I forget whether it was 4 or 5 of those chaps, these brothers, the Hutchins. Oh, there we go. Only 3 came home.
Oh.
So 4 of them were fatals. I wasn't sure what the number was.
Isn't that a lovely photograph?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
What a proud really family they must be.
And I don't remember the detail, but certainly 1 or 2 of those chaps were with the 2nd 21st Battalion. And that's what makes it all the more tragic. I mean, you often had cases where brothers were killed. I'm aware of brothers being killed on the same day in the same action. It's just horrendous.
Now we've got Lark Force here. This is the 2nd 22nd. 23rd Brigade.
Under the able leadership of their president, Norm Furness. Norm will be in the Jeep, and he will be supported by Sam Blaby, Fred Cole-Morgan, and thanks to you, Bob Lawrence, for sending us an update on these lads from the 2nd 21st Infantry Battalion, part of the 23rd Brigade, which was part of Lark Force. And Lark Force were the folk who were knocked about so badly on Rabaul and put up such a stiff fight. And then to make it even worse, a great many, over 1,000 of their number, were then lost on the Japanese hill ship called the Montevideo Maru, which was sunk not far from Luzon from memory on the way to Japan with a great many of these prisoners of war.
From Melbourne's inner west, this is the Hyde Street Youth Band.
With musical director David Redding and drum major Max Hanlon.
And they're leading the 2nd 29th Infantry Battalion, led by Andrew Brand.
Andrew Brand, son of Dr. Vic Brand, one of... I honestly don't know whether that's Andrew Brand or not, whether he's actually the leader, but I know that Andrew Brand is leading and is the son of the late Dr. Vic Brand, who was the RMO, the Regimental Medical Officer. I think that will be him wearing the military cross, because I know that he did receive a military cross. 2nd 29th Battalion, Andrew Brand, son of Dr. Vic Brand, marching today. And just a quick hello to Myrtle Salau, Nee Hutchins, who is the surviving sister of those 7 brothers we saw a photograph of a few moments ago. Hello, Myrtle Salau. 2nd 29th Battalion, most of their lads, of course, were lost. There's another chap there. Secondary college for the 6th Division.
And that's the headquarters group of 6th Division and the 2nd 6th Cavalry Commando Regiment.
Led by John Shorty Corbett. Good to have you with us, Shorty Corbett. And as you indicated a while ago, John, he's one of those blokes who joined up underage. and went on to serve all the way through the Middle East and New Guinea. And if I can just say hello to the Oatlands Primary School, and in particular Stuart Daly and Fiona Jamison, and congratulations on your efforts commemorating our veterans of yesteryear with your Remembrance Day ceremony last year, for example.
The 2nd 1st Field Regiment.